Hi guys, I'm back today with another Pocket Page Notebook YouTube hop with Essie and Caylee. Instead of a sketch this time, we decided to use a word as sort of a jumping off point, and the word for this month is spot. So I sort of didn't have a lot of thoughts on it. When I thought spot, I immediately thought polka dots, and I knew I had this like copper foil polka dot vellum that I had bought for December daily but never used. But really that was sort of as far as it went. And then I realized one of the paper pads I used had these little polka dots in it, and somewhere in here it had these sort of larger polka dots too, and you know, they're the same colour foil, so I thought I would use that, but that was really as far as I got. The actual content of the page I didn't really have any ideas for, so my go-to was to find a quote. So I went and had a look for some quotes that had the word spot in it, and I found, well, 3. They're all somewhat similar in theme and all really appropriate to the stage of life that I'm at the moment. So I think I'm going to use one of these along with these polka dotty papers. I'm going all out on the spot theme. And on my other side of the page, I did want to put a photo as well as a quote. I just wasn't sure what size photo. I knew I wanted to use this photo to go with these quotes. These quotes are about, you know, the sort of one rough spot doesn't mean the entire thing is sort of, you know, rough, I guess. You know, we all have patches in our lives that aren't as great as we wish they were, but it doesn't necessarily mean that your life as an entire thing is bad. Just that one little spot, and they generally seem to clear themselves up reasonably quickly. So I've grabbed this photo, very attractive photo of myself, and I just couldn't work out whether I wanted to use a full page photo or just a smaller photo, and I still haven't decided that, so we'll just see how the page works out. So enough chat from me, let's get started. Now, once I get this vellum out of the packet, I'm just going to trim it down to size so that it will fit in the pocket of my Pocket Page Notebook. So as you know, the reason that we do this YouTube hop is because we really want to share the love about these Pocket Page Notebooks. These really are my favourite, I mean, I want to call it a traveller's notebook. These are my favourite traveller's notebook inserts to use because they do have that combination of pocket and paper. It just really helps me and my process and the way I like to create, because you can use these pockets in so many different ways. Much like today, I've got sort of a transparent element with the vellum, and I'm going to use that in the pocket, which means I'm not losing any of that transparency anywhere. I'm also going to trim down the other polka dot paper, and I'm going to adhere that onto the left paper side of this spread. I haven't trimmed it like exactly, I've trimmed it rough enough because I prefer them to be too big than too small, and I do a really poor job of sticking it down, but it is stuck, so I'm going to leave it as it is, and then I can just flip it over and trim it down with my scissors. Now again, till I add a little bit extra spotness to this page, I think I'm going to die cut out another spot, a circle, out of that vellum piece. So what I want to happen is I want the photo that's going to be on the right hand paper side of the spread to show through the vellum. So I've just placed my full page photo in behind there so I can put the circle die in the right place. I'm just going to use a tiny bit of washi tape to just align that in the right place so that when I run this through my Cuttlebug machine, the hole in the middle of the vellum is going to be where my face is if I use the full page photo. But I'm thinking I'm going to cut this little photo, I'm going to cut it with the same size die, because now my thought is I might just use that single photo. Like, I quite like the cleaner look rather than having that full page photo showing through the vellum. I like the white showing through. It just makes the paper stand out a bit more, and I think it draws more attention to my photo too. So because the pocket is clear, I can go ahead and place that right behind where the die cut circle is, and then just glue that down. So that's the basis for this page, and just to stop that vellum slipping around in the pocket, I did add a couple of staples with my tiny attacher. And then I'm going to add my quote, and I'm going to do that with my typewriter. So I chose one quote and just typed that onto some scrap paper. That's just the offcut from the full page photo that I had printed. And I'm just going to trim it out, although I started trying to trim it with my paper trimmer and it was just, I don't know why I bothered. I grabbed my scissors in the end and I'm just going to cut out the words. What I want is I want the word spot to be separate from the rest of the quote. So I've just cut that into 4 pieces. And I'm going to arrange that onto the left hand side, and I sort of like it up the top to draw my eye down to the photo. And I'm just going to add the author of the quote at the bottom there, and I wondered whether the quote might look good hidden behind the vellum, but I don't think it does. I prefer it on that left hand page, so I'm going to add that up there, and I'm just using a Martha Stewart glue pen just to glue that onto the paper there. Like I say, it's in 4 little spots and I'm not aligning them in any way, just sort of randomly adding them on there. And the author down the bottom. And then I wondered whether it was done, but I kind of want to add a little bit of journaling. So I'm just going to journal around the photo on the other side. I don't want to add a lot of journaling, just a little bit my own sort of personal thoughts on what that quote means to me. And it's sort of more about changing my perspective. So I'm going to add that in and just spin it around so none of the journaling's actually up the right way, which I think lends itself to my thoughts on it. And that is that page all done. Don't forget to check out the description box below. I've got links to Essie and Caylee's gorgeous creations, and there's also a very generous discount code from the Stamp Spot so you can grab yourself your own Pocket Page notebook. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, it means a lot to me, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. If you want to keep watching, there's a couple more videos on screen, otherwise I'll see you next time. Bye!